fundamental requirement of a hypothesis is that it can be tested against reality and can then be supported or rejected. So when we operationalize a hypothesis, we are essentially designing the experiment we could perform, variables and all. And this would include our acceptance and rejection criteria. Essentially, if we can operationalize a hypothesis, we ought to be able to falsify it too. It isn't really considered operationalized if part of the experiment includes technology that hasn't been invented yet. The doctrine of falsification states that a scientific hypothesis is only considered credible if it is falsifiable, and that means having the ability to be tested and proven wrong. The doctrine is also considered a core part of the scientific method, especially in relation to the statistical hypothesis. If I proposed a green monkey that gives AIDS to all those who don't pray to it, even though it was an explanation of a natural phenomenon, it has neither the variables nor the ability to be falsified. The doctrine doesn't really work when we get to the limit of our ability to test. If we consider string theory, we have no way of actually detecting these tiny strings, but the math checks out. The inquiry has still been a scientific one. It doesn't suddenly become pseudoscience because it's not testable or falsifiable, but at least for now it's a bit of a dead end. This is why string theory, even though named theory, isn't even considered a hypothesis by some people. It's considered a strong hypothetical idea that could one day be built into a theory of everything. So, falsification isn't a strict demarcation of science versus pseudoscience in the way Popper seemingly wanted, but it is indicative of whether something is a credible hypothesis or not. If there isn't a body of supporting scientific information to make deductions and predictions from, the lack of falsifiability would indicate that the statement is mere conjecture, whereas one that has been built on through loads of science and we're just at the limit of our ability to test, then it's still a scientific idea. It's not just mere conjecture.